Welcome to pattern making class. I'm your college instructor, Annette Julie. I'm also a fashion designer and production pattern maker to the garment industry. Today, we will be working on patterning added fullness into our front and back quarter scale skirt block. So here you can see our quarter scale. This is our front with the shorter darts and the back with the longer darts. So you're going to need to go ahead and get a set of these and cut them out. You need your paper scissors, pens or pencil, contrast paper, some clear tape, and we're ready to go. I just can't decide which beautiful color to use. Oh, decisions. Okay. Oh, I don't know. What color, you guys? They're all so gorgeous. Okay. I think decision is made. There we go. Let's go ahead and grab our skirts. And if these are confusing to you, go ahead and we can write B for back, F for front for now, before we go ahead and cut these apart and manipulate them, then you know which ones you're working with. So we're going to work on making the skirt with added fullness. And we have right now already our darts that you can see in the front and in the back. So you notice when I cut these out, I left those darts intact for now. And if you already cut the darts out, I'm sure we'll be fine as well. So I'm going to draw a line that is parallel to my center front. And it is also from the tip of the dart down to the hem. Let's go ahead and draw a parallel line. And then let's draw a second one from the second dart tip. Drawing another parallel line. And we could make our flared skirt from here, but we want to add a little bit of extra fullness. So I'm going to add one more slash line over to the side here, and this is going to be about, let's see, about 1/2 inch away. Let's go ahead and do that. So from the two dart tips, parallel lines from the center front. We can go ahead and label this our center front. Down here is our hem. Over to the side here, this is our side seam. And up here at the top, this of course is our waist where the darts are. Okay, so we've got all of our lines and we're oriented with our pattern. And these lines that we have drawn here, they're going to be slash lines. And when you go ahead and you cut a pattern apart, it's really nice to number it so that when you take these pieces apart, it's easy to put them back together. So let's go 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, we're going to do the same thing over here with our back before we cut this apart. So this is our center back. Down here we have our hem. Here's our waist. And over here we have our side seam. We can tell it's our side seam because we have a curved line up here at the hip on both pattern pieces. Curved lines. So these two side seams would be sewn together. In the center front and the center back, we would have another piece that would be a duplicate out here. So this is just half. We always work with a half of the front or back, right? Let's go ahead, let's put those lines back on. And this is for our back piece, and we'll start with the center back and line up our little ruler parallel from the dart tip to the hem, and then another line from the dart tip to the hem as well. That looks great. And we're going to add the third line half of an inch away from the line that you just drew, so we can add some extra added fullness to this design. Our back's going to go to our left hand, our front to our right hand, so that we can have our side seams together. And we're also going to respect the grain of the paper, and this would be our selvage edge of our fabric here, and that's how you would lay out your pattern. Okay, I'm ready. Oops, I'm almost ready to slash. Let's put some numbers on here too. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, so let's go 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we'll know how to put this back together. Grab your paper scissors, and we're ready to do some slashing and spreading. Now, if you had already cut the dart out, that's fine. But if not, we're going to cut up one of our dart legs. And you may keep that in there for now, or you can cut that out. Cutting out our dart. And we're working on a 1/4 scale skirt. Front and back. And in later videos, you will see working on full scale. You could also do this pattern with half scale. And if you feel like it, you can keep that attached in the waist there for our pattern spreading. Let's go ahead and take the center front piece, and I'm going to tape this down. We need some tape. You can always take your tape and split it so that you have to use a little bit less tape when you're taping things down. There's our center front. Let's grab some tape for our next pattern piece. And we're going to take number 4. We've got number 3. Let's place it right next to it. And we're going to close the dart. So here was the original skirt like this. Now we're going to close the dart up here at the waist. And we have created the spread. And we get to do this with our next pattern piece as well. But I'm going to tape a little bit more just to hold things in place there. Our next pattern piece, we're going to place, we've gotten rid of the dart. It would have been like that, and then we slashed, and then we close our dart, and we spread the bottom of the flare open. Because our design is a flared skirt with added fullness. That looks really good. Now we have the last piece over here to the side. If you want, for front and back, you can flare things just that much. Okay, you can do this with a full scale pattern. Then we come back and we blend the hem. But for added fullness, we just add a little bit more like this to the side. We can swing that out. Okay, let's see how much we're going to swing it out when we do the other side. So I'll come back to that for finishing it, And we're going to place our back here, and we're going to swing them out, and we're going to match our hem. Let's go ahead and take the back, and we're slashing, we're cutting up our line and cutting the dart out. And I'm starting with the center back. Cut that dart out. We don't need that anymore. Cutting up from the hem. Let's get rid of that second dart. We don't need that anymore. Let's get rid of that dart. And then we have our third slash line that for when we're making a flared skirt, we can add additional added fullness with this last slash line. Okay, great. Let me go ahead and place my pattern piece down, the center back. Let me go ahead and tape that into place. And then I sort of match the hem along the bottom there a little bit. That's the center back piece, number 5, and now number 6 is right next to it. We're going to close that dart, and we've created our flare. Let's tape that down. And then we're on to our next piece. We can close that dart. And we've created our flare at the bottom. We've slashed, closed, and spread. Take another little bit of tape. Tape down the bottom pieces. Now with our last piece on both the back and the front, we want to see how much do we want to spread this. Okay, well let's go ahead and measure what this is. If I spread it right to about there, I'm at 5 inches. Let's see about the front. And I'm going to take a little piece of tape, put it on my hand there, and peel it up. It becomes a little bit more removable. Let me just tape that in place, even though I don't know if that's exactly what I want. Now, let me scoot that in. Let's see where 5 inches ends up here. If I brought that in a little bit more, so I would spread this less than the back if I want matching flare. So here's 5 inches as well. I could also lift this up and make this 5 1/4. There you go. Okay, and then in the front here, let's see where 5 1/4 ends up. Right about there. So now we have matching flare from front to back. And this is a flared skirt with added fullness. Go ahead and tape things in place. We're working on creating a balanced pattern. And now we're going to go ahead and blend the hem. Let me go ahead and blend the bottom hem over to my side seam. That looks great. Let's blend that bottom hem. Taking it over to our side seam. Very nice. So we've got our hems that are nice and blended. And on a full scale pattern, we would put pieces of paper underneath here. Okay, to fill that all in, white paper. And also we would put a hem, and we would put some seam allowance and waist allowance. And we make the other side of the center front, other side of the center back by folding a piece of paper underneath. So we have more steps to finish for that. Now up here at the waist, this isn't quite as curved as I'd like it to be. So I'm going to add a little bit of a curve here, just so I don't have any points in my waist, front and back. A little bit of curves. There, that's the finishing piece de resistance. Now we're going to go ahead and draw on our grain line, 1/4 inch away from the center front and center back. Arrows going both directions. And if this was on full scale, this would be 1 inch away, right? So 1/4 inch for our 1/4 scale. And here we have the front skirt. And this is our front skirt with added fullness, and this is also flared. Okay, let's go to the back. Arrows, both directions, telling you could lay this out either direction, up or down, for non-directional fabric. And this is our front skirt. And I want to write flared skirt with added fullness. This is our 1/4 scale flared skirt with the added fullness. Always good to get your name on that. And there is our 1/4 scale flared skirt with added fullness. My name is Annette Julie, and I look forward to having you watch one of my next videos. Have a great day!